Welcome to our reacts. Today we will be reacting to every single 40k faction explain part 2 of part 1. Make sure to like and subscribe, check out more of our content. Thank you so much.
The Angels of
The
Death.
Angels of Death are up next. Space Marines are genetically engineered super soldiers and superhumans.
They're all the people
given
we saw in
extra
Astartes.
organs, their skin tissue is toughened, their bones are stronger, they're taller than the average person. They're pretty massive people, and these are the specialized super soldiers that carry out a lot of the more specific tasks for the Imperium. And there's tons of legions of them. In fact, there's one per Primarch. Each Primarch, the Emperor's son, as I mentioned before, oversees their legion of Space Marines. The genetic upgrade they get is based on the genes of said Primarch, something called a gene seed. That's what brings them up to this like superhuman level. As stated, each Primarch has their own legion. Robot Girly Man has the Ultramarines, Jagatai Khan has the White Scars, Rogel Dorn has the Imperial Fists, Corvus Corax has the Raven Guard, and there's a whole bunch of other side sections that are also extremely interesting and have a little bit more of a twist on the average Space Marines, which we'll discuss in a bit. Humorously enough, I don't have a whole lot to say about Space Marines. They're superhumanly fast. In fact, it's been said that nothing that large should move that quick. These men in power armor moving at blazing fast speeds. Their reflexes are faster. Their skin is tougher. They are overall just extremely powerful soldiers. In fact, where they differ comes down to which Space Marine Legion we're talking about. For instance, the Ultramarines done by Robot Gilliman are the main blue boys, strong in almost every way, the jack of all trades kind of group that are a little bit too strong, and that's a lore problem, but the White Scars by Jagatai Khan are all about speed freaks, go fast. We're talking attack bikes, we're talking land speeders. You want to go in quick, you want to hit them hard, you want them to be swarming around like buzzflies.
Genghis Khan style.
Buzz saws.
Nice.
With the speed of buzz saws.
Yeah.
Nice. Save it.
Fuck you, Pale King. Salamanders love fire. Fire in the forge, fire in battle. Flamers, melta-guns, multi-meltas. Just so long as something can be burning, that's big. And they're also actually some of the nicest of the Space Marines. A lot of Space Marines have this kind of like holier-than-thou thing because of their genetic strength. However, the Salamanders tend to put human lives above the lives of themselves, which is actually rather rare. They're also all black, but not like just regular black, like 2 a.m. line at a White Castle black. Like they have a charcoal, dark, ashy exterior and blazing red eyes. Apparently something about living on their home planet of Nocturne, which I don't know if that makes much sense, but who cares? This is like fantasy land anyway. Overall, Salamanders are actually one of my personal favorite legions.
Yeah, lore
because
problem.
They're just really cool. They're fun to play as because of all their flamer weapons, and they have a nice, like, more heartwarming lore as opposed to being super evil like everyone else is. Oh my god, we're not even a quarter of the way through the Space Marine Legions. Imperial Fists believe in the power of the siege and defensive positions. Raven Guards, master of stealth and sabotage while having bird helmets. Iron Hands, masters of machines and vehicles while being really goddamn good at being sold on eBay after one nerf. Space Wolves, Vikings and wolves and tons of wolves and axes, battle axes, fur everywhere. Space Wolves, angry, big teeth, Blood Angels, the genetic defect to make them want to drink blood and go crazy, called the Red Thirst.
Yeah, you need that, I guess.
Stuff, which is a little bit strange.
You gotta. Everyone needs a good bloodthirst.
Gay for Sanguinius. Dark Angels are old school knights and inner circle theme and.
What?
Are you a heretic?
Me? No, never. Once from a little moon, I know.
Death Watch, a fancy anti-Xenos group that nobody plays because Death Watch, and they look cool though, but no one plays them. I don't know about Death Watch. They're there though. Black Templars, for the people who, if you haven't prayed at least 3 times a day, you're gonna start praying out that airlock. And I'm sure there's some other chapters I may have missed as well, like Crimson Fists and stuff. But those are the main ones right here. Here. Quote from the Emperor himself. They shall be my finest warriors, these men who give of themselves to me. Like clay I shall mold them, and in the furnace of war I shall forge them.
Yeah.
They shall be of iron will and steely sinew. In great armor I shall clad them, and with the mightiest weapons shall they be armed. They will be untouched by plague or disease. No sickness shall blight them. They
Nice.
shall have such tactics, strategies, and machines that no foe will best them in battle. They are my bulwark against the terror. They are my defenders of humanity. They are my space marines, and they shall know no fear. And on the tabletop, they fuck. Oh, they fuck hard. As of making this video, Space Marines are laughably strong. That might change at some point, but overall, Space Marines just have it's like a Swiss Army knife, a tool for anything you need, except it's like a gold-plated Swiss Army knife. It is extremely strong. If you are actually getting into the tabletop of Warhammer, Space Marines are a great start. Also, whatever gameplay style you have, whether you want to be sit back with long range and heavy weaponry, go fast and run in, or even just full melee, all of these options are totally there for you. Space Marines are super badass, but unfortunately, it's time we start praying to our new god, the 2011 Honda Civic.
So is it any wonder people are afraid of technology?
Technology! The Adeptus Mechanicus.
Hello.
The Adeptus Mechanicus are a technophile cult on Mars. Now, these people are a little bit weird because they don't actually really believe in the Emperor of Mankind. And you might think, oh, whoa, Bricky, that sounds like some heresy. A little bit. They believe in the Emperor, they believe in his power, but they don't pray to him. They pray to something called the Omnissiah. And the Omnissiah is this kind of machine god that they believe permeates in all machines. And if you think, well, wait a minute, they believe in a different god as well? That sounds like super heresy. Well, yes-ish, but they also make all your guns, and they make all your tanks, and they make everything that you have.
Oh, they can do whatever they want.
So yeah,
So
like they.
Can't really tell them to fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're not going to win nothing if you don't got stuff to shoot people with. See,
you go.
their Omnissiah at least makes sense from their standpoint. They believe it to be a deity that permeates through all machines. Your Honda Civic, your standard bolt gun, your Dune Strider Walker, your giant mechs, your huge ships. The Omnissiah is present through all. And the only reason your stuff works is because the machine's spirit in it says it works. If you want your gun to work, your tank to run, you must pray to it. And I mean full stop. You need to start chanting in high Gothic. You need to burn incense. You need to sit on your knees and pray to that car. You need to rub oil on your robes, and you need to go, ahomina, homina, 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 homina. Full stop. If you want your damn thing to work, if you want your gun to fire, you need to do that. They are very bizarre, and they actually have a bit of a point because it's obviously working. And if you look at them, I don't know how that works.
Yeah,
so they
that looks
obviously
very
know
busy.
something about what they're doing.
Yeah,
the
I
most
mean,
notable member of the
they seem like they're cooler. They seem cooler than humans, honestly.
Belisarius Call. Look at this dude. Look at this dude.
Yeah, I'd probably go that route.
This is the group we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know.
These are these weirdos. Here.
I could worship a machine.
Omnissiah
You know, yeah.
I think I could.
The credo, Omnissiah. There is no truth in flesh, only betrayal. There is no strength in flesh, only weakness. There is no constancy in flesh, only decay. There is no certainty in flesh, but death. Flesh is weakness. Flesh is death. The Omnissiah is the
Maybe
god
not
of the
as much,
machines.
but
And if you
yikes.
wish to be whole, if you wish to be holy, if you wish to give unto him, you must saw down your limbs and remove your organs and replace them with mechanical parts, because that is what he wants, and that is how you will become enlightened. Hard
Can't
technophiles
he just like me
mixed
for
with
me?
religious
Yeah.
extremism. Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, for their army side of things, they are with
Maybe
the
a pass.
Scutari. The Skitarii operate with very bizarre weaponry and lots of different kinds of vehicles, tanks, and different people in between. They're very weird, but they have extremely wacky and enjoyable, and in fact quite effective both in the real game and in the lore, weaponry and gear. Overall, as an army on the tabletop,
I mean, you would
very
assume,
weird
right,
and
if
have
they
a
make
whole
all the
bunch of
weapons
different
that they're
shenanigans.
Yeah,
effective.
pretty
But
good
if you
ones.
like kind of
Hopefully.
that quirky, wacky techno thing, I'd give them a pickup. Hell, they're so paranoid. I gotta keep going. They're so paranoid and crazy. These Dune Striders you see right here, one guy was able to make them work. One guy, and he died. And they're so scared they'll never work again that they keep them on and they never turn them off, and they run around in a circle the whole time until they need them, and then they corral it and they go to battle.
Huh.
Yep.
Wow.
The Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, if you want to talk about
Okay.
faith, though, let's talk about the Sisters of Battle.
Oh.
A simp has fallen for an eagle in Lego City.
The Sisters of Battle of the Adeptus Sororitas, if that's how I pronounce it correctly, is an all-female group of battle sisters
Nice.
going through the
There's the
ecclesiarchy
females you were talking about.
section
Suppose
of the
they're the
period.
zealots.
The ecclesiarchy is, of course, the church. This is, imagine a private army of the church,
Huh.
which is scary. And it is. The
Yeah.
sisters
Yeah,
are
that is
an
pretty scary.
extremely zealotous force.
So it's a
And
nunnery.
they take this to a full extreme. They believe in three main things: faith, martyrdom, and fire. Through the bolter, the flamer, and the melta, the Sisters of Battle are extremely potent at taking out chaos and heretics. Mainly heretics, because as they are a fighting section of the ecclesiarchy church, that's the big thing they want to kill. Any
Okay.
form of heretic will face the Emperor's justice through those three main weapons: the bolter, the flamer, and the melta, and they will do so with extreme prejudice. Literally. They are the closest things we have
Not
to
nice about it.
nuns in space. And I'm talking hardcore nuns.
It is a nunnery.
They carry holy
Yeah.
fire on their backs. They have holy books and sigils
All the same.
all across their armor. Their main battle tank is a fucking pipe organ missile launcher.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
Whoa.
Small babies that they have removed their brain capacity to make them little servant cherubs to fly around and give them ammunition and shit. They
What?
drop
They make robot cherubs?
from low orbit as mini drop pods onto battles. They drop churches into battles,
What the?
and they blare war hymns and holy music from their frigates in low atmosphere
Okay.
and shower holy water across the battlefield. These
Jeez.
are the
That's
people
really
who
heavy
are
metal.
dealing with,
Yeah.
and they're fucking awesome. They
Yeah, I was
can
gonna say, that's
literally
the most punk rock
stave
thing.
off demons on the tabletop because their faith is that strong. Remember the warp, the demons from the warp? Well, the warp also manifests in your mind. All of your emotions, negative and positive, go through the warp. It's the immaterium, the place of all things. So if you are that mentally fortified, that mentally strong, you can stave off horrifying demons. And all these girls, oh, not a crack. Not a crack.
I'd probably
in that
hang out with
mental
them.
armor.
Like
Yeah.
that.
Now, as
They
much
probably
as a
kill me
meme
though.
as they are, and as much as their models look a lot like
Yeah, do you think they like men?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, which I can't
Danny
unsee
DeVito.
anymore. I gotta say, I love their design. I think they're extremely cool. They're another army that I'm currently collecting. They just released a whole new line of figures very recently, and they look wonderful. Everything from Celestine, the living, literally undying saint, from the triumph of Saint Catherine, which is literally a funeral procession as a model. Those
God.
organ tanks I mentioned earlier. This shit is the most over-the-top badassery
All right.
in a lot of the Warhammer universe, and goddamn it, is it over the top. But
Nice.
Sisters of Battle are so cool. While I'm a guardsman at heart, this is such a cool faction. By Bolter Shell, Flamer Burst, and Melta Blast, the mutant, the heretic, and the traitor alike are cleansed of their sin of existence.
Their
So
sin
it
of
has
ex-
been
How
for
dare
5
you.
millennia, so shall it be until the end of time.
Jeez.
Okay.
And speaking
Nice
of
fan club.
burning demons,
5 millennia. Wow.
Jeez. I'm trying to keep up.
Man, I don't know. You know, like Bruce Wayne didn't become Batman until he was like 30 years old. So it's like never too late to like go full goth and just embrace it as a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like Warhammer's almost got me there a little bit, like on some aspects of it all. Like I don't know, on some of the things, like the over like Catholic imagery. Like, you know, I grew up with so much Catholic imagery around me, and then went through like a hard atheist phase, and now I take agnosticism kind of seriously, where when I see that, I'm like, that is a lot of powerful messaging. You know, if I saw it in like real life, I'm like, and what is it trying to tell me? What is it trying to do? But because this is a fun fictional universe, I'm also just like, you know, where's the foundation for this? What's it trying to say? What's it trying to do?
What like story is it trying to tell in this story?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't think that this video necessarily gets to any of it. It's just telling you the parts that you need to understand to even understand a story from this universe. It's that goddamn big and involved and foundational, which I think is pretty cool. I am digging it. I am digging it. There's a lot, you know, there's a lot of like foundational things that I think, you know, could have been problematic. I think we live in an age now where people's imagination synergizes anything that's good and cool in that direction. And this is a universe that synergizes anything that's warlike in that direction. I don't know. There's a lot of fun can be had here. You're like, nah.
No, I mean, I agree with you there, right? And I think it's so interesting how diverse all of these different factions are so far, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm excited to continue to go through them and see just exactly like how like there's all of these different sides, right? And like why are they all in conflict with each other?
Right.
You know, like what is the real cause of all of this endless war that they talk about? I'd like to find an answer to that, I hope.
Yeah, I mean, like one of the things that I've always enjoyed about lore, Lord of the Rings, or like Game of Thrones, or Star Wars, or anything, you know, it's the world building. It is the human stories of it. But when it comes to the lore and understanding it, I like the politics of it a little bit, and humanity seems to be somewhat in the same direction because they have one emperor, but also split up even from that little nexus, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the same with any of the other factions, any of the Xenos, you know. I don't know. I would want to know. Like in World of Warcraft, you know that, you know, the orcs and the undead and all this stuff have a lot of interconflict. That, you know, can they make alliances with humans? And likewise, you know, politics gets weird. You know, like I don't. This one, it seems like it's supposed to be simplified, but it's also very involved.
Yeah.
It's very involved.
Yeah.
Anyway, best nunnery in the universe, though, for sure.
Best nunnery in the universe.
Hands down.
Thank you for watching the video. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe. And if you have any suggestions for things for us to react to next, be sure to leave those in the comments down below. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.